Well, we got some updated news as we've been waiting to see what the Chicago Bears are going to do. The Chicago Bears add a former first-round pick to their offensive line, which is going to be solid enough to bring in some competition in there. We also officially lost Kevin Byard, and Elijah Hicks has been re-signed. We're going to talk about it all and more, but you know what we got to do first, right? Got to play that intro. What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And the Chicago Bears have signed Jedrick Wills Jr., offensive tackle that was drafted a top 10 pick back in 2020. He was drafted as a top 10 pick. And so this is the Chicago Bears shoring up that offensive line. We already know that they have Theo Benedict there. They also re-signed Braxton Jones, but we knew that they're going to want to open up a little bit of a competition there, right? Braxton Jones is somebody who, you know, depending on how you look at Braxton, he could be a serviceable swing tackle, but there's nothing wrong with bringing in any type of competition there. And I think that's what this is doing. And he's a very young player still on top of everything else, which is really good. You're adding some youth to this team. He had a 63.6 pass blocking grade last year and a 51 run blocking grade last year, overall grade of 52.9. So it wasn't like he ranked overall high, right? Like, this isn't a guy that, you know, ranked overall high when it came down to it. But, you know, you got to look at it and take that for what you will. When you look back at 2023 as well, his grades were about the same. So he's a guy that's been pretty damn consistent, you know, in regards to what you can expect from him. He did allow 3 sacks in 2023. In 2024, he allowed 3 sacks as well with 6 penalties. So, you know, he's not the guy that, like, doesn't allow sacks, but, you know, come down for it. It is what it is. He played 245 snaps last year, 3 sacks in 245 snaps. Again, it's not like you're saying that he's going to be a great starting level tackle for you, but he can be solid enough when it comes down to that one. So that's not a small sample size when you look at the number of snaps that he did play. He ranked 44th in total snaps played, so take that for what you will. Like I said, he allowed 3 sacks. He allowed 3 QB hits, 6 penalties last season as well with 11 pressures. So it's not a great signing, but then again, you're not expecting for what the Bears are doing in the cap space, them to get another great signing because they have their long-term tackle. This is more depth that the Chicago Bears are trying to add here, and I guess I understand it in that sense. So it is what it is. Solid enough signing. We've been seeing over the last couple of days what Ryan Poles has really been focused on is the depth aspect of this team and getting quality depth to this team. And, you know, I don't hate that. I don't look at that and say that it's an overall terrible thing overall. So you'll just see how it continues for the team. What's up, son? What's up, Al? Sure, for 20 minutes. Come here. You know you got to come tell everybody hi since you interrupt the stream. Come on. Close the door. Bring your ass down here. Come tell everybody what's up. We got Bears news. People want their news. You interrupted Bears news. You're short. Get the hell out of here. You can't look at you. You can't even see. Like you're like old boy from Home Improvement. You can't even see your face. Tell everybody what's up here.
Hi.
All right. Love you. Be safe. Put on you need at least a hoodie on. Don't have to wear a coat, but you need at least a hoodie, okay? All right, love you. So the Bears are bringing in Jedrick here for some depth, and you know it is what it is. I don't think like he could not make it out of the training camp. So this isn't somebody who's necessarily a lock to make the roster. So we'll see what ends up happening with that one. The Bears also re-signed Elijah Hicks as well to the team to continue that on. You know, it's not a bad signing at all. We kind of know who Hicks is. That's why they're bringing him back. Adding in, you know, a guy that's familiar with your system, familiar with your team, it's not too bad when you look at that one. So, you know, the Bears making another quality signing there for some depth, special teams, stuff like that. and it is what it is there. We have officially also lost Kevin Byard, who did sign a 1-year deal with the New England Patriots. That's just surprising. Not Billy Donovan. Jesus, definitely not Billy Donovan. Ryan Poles talks so glowingly about Kevin Byard and the fact that he wanted Kevin Byard here. It's kind of weird that we didn't get, especially when you look at the money that he signed for. But I wonder if that means that is Jaquan coming back, because we haven't heard anything about Jaquan yet, or are the Bears planning on drafting a safety? That's the question that you have to ask yourself here. But when you look at the players that the Bears have lost so far, Kevin Byard has gone to the Patriots, Deshaun Wright to the Jets, Tremaine Edmonds to the Giants, both Olamide Zaccheaus and Chris Williams both go to the Falcons. Dominique Robinson has gone to the Texans, and Durham Smythe, who was our third tight end last year, he's going to the Baltimore Ravens. So that's what we've lost so far. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But hey, for $9 million, man, it is what it is. He wasn't even worth $10 million? Who? Byard? Byard's definitely worth $10 million. I'm surprised he signed for as less as what he did. But hey, I mean, I guess the age there, right? Does that mean Kieran Amagaje is on his way out? That's Baki. That's actually a really astute question, and I really don't know. I don't know what like Kieran Amagaje was a player that we all knew it was potential, right? It was all based off potential. But hey, it is what it is, man. Way weird Haize for $9 million. Yeah, it kind of is. We're not re-signing Mr. Biles. I have not heard anything about that. So, Poles got his use out of Byard for the money. Was a great deal for the time. Make something work for Brisker to pair with Bryant. I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not mad if that ends up being the case. I think that's a nice young safety duo. But I don't know, something about because especially unless Brisker's willing to take like a kind of a prove-it deal, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Brisker's probably one of the best at this point now. Is probably either the best safety left out on the market, and I would imagine that some teams willing to give him a bigger offer than what the Bears are. Keep in mind, we don't have any actual cap space right now, so we'll see. We'll see. Haters, people on Browns, others saying that this is terrible and he is free food and garbage, and let's see what Roushard can do with him. Well, like I said, this is not the type of deal where it's guaranteed he's going to make the final 53-man roster, right? And I think that's the part that's in this. If he is trash, they can come off the deal. So, I mean, that's the way to look at that one. You definitely need a pass rusher. There's no doubt about it. If we don't get that, we're not going anywhere. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, we almost went to the NFC Championship without that last year, and that was without a healthy secondary. You can go places without that. And I think that they're expecting Austin Booker to make a considerable leap. But if you want our defense to get to the place like I want them to be, top half of the league defensively instead of towards the bottom, you definitely need some of that for sure. Brisker and Gordon play their best ball together, in my opinion, so it's good to hear he could stay. It's possible. I'm not saying that it's likely, but it is definitely possible. It's definitely possible. And Brisker hits so hard, I think it's kind of hard to replicate. Yeah, but I mean, you don't necessarily need a hard hitter to replicate it. You need somebody that can go inside the box, outside the box, which, you know, it's kind of more of a modern safe. Like it used to be that safeties kind of played like you had a big difference between your free safety and your strong safety. What you're seeing now is that a lot of these safeties can both play inside the box, outside the box, which I think that versatility is really important in Dennis Allen's system as well. So we'll see. Again, I'm not saying, I don't want to make anybody think that I'm saying Jaquan may not come back. I just wouldn't want to. It's 50-50 at this point. I think it's about 50-50 at this point. I like Byard, but I like a little bit more speed from the safety position. He can't keep up with the speedy wide receivers when going deep. Fair. Remember, Theo didn't re-sign yet. He got transition tagged. Yeah, but he's going to be back. They're not going to let Theo Benedict go. Brisker is Dennis Allen's guy. I believe he will be back. Could be. We'll see. Like I said, I at this point, I've just learned to not ever talk about things as if they're a sure, even though they're likely, right? Probability versus possibility. And that's the way that I kind of look at things. But we'll see what the Bears have in store. We shall see what they do and what they have in store. But that's it. No other updates. Hold on. Let me just refresh, make sure Shefty didn't drop something else before I go ahead and decide to close down the stream. But the Bears add some depth to the offensive line. They also bring back a veteran in Elijah Hicks, somebody who's familiar with the system, who's been here for a while, and we've lost Kevin Byard. So far, that is how day 3 has worked out for the Chicago Bears. I got a feeling we're not done yet, but hey, I could be wrong on that. We'll see how it all ends up shaking out for the Chicago Bears. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and supporting Chicago Bears Central. I am out for the rest of the day. If any other news drops, it's probably going to be Steve-O or C-Dub that's going to cover it, but I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, chicagobearscentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.